welcome to the new WeaselWood project. Today we are going to start a new task in our shop improvement series. Now it's finally time to get rid of our makeshift bench here. It's time to build a proper one. So I already have a plan in mind how I want to build this thing. I want to keep the top. It's a nice solid beechwood plank that we can use for the new bench as well. But I want to build some doors underneath to get rid of all the mess on the bench. And also I want to extend it to the left to give my drill press and my miter saw a nice and permanent home. So I already have my material. I'm going to use some OSBs for the doors and this beechwood plank for the extended workbench. And yeah, let's get started and see what we'll come up with. Well guys, our cutting is done now. We also finished the grooves for the back panel in the side panels. And now it's time for a bit of domino action. I already repaired my domino jointer with a 6mm mill, the fence extension and the distance gauges for the spacing of the dominoes together. I'm going to use some 6x40mm dominoes, and I set the depth of the dominoes to 15mm for the side panels, because this is 22mm OSB, and if I mill 20mm deep, this could happen then that the domino breaks out on the other side. So I'm going to mill here 15 millimeters deep, and on the top and bottom panel, when I drill into the end grain, I can go 25 millimeters deep with no problem. So let's get started. For our bigger cabinet, for the extended workbench, I want to use doors, not drawers. So I'm going to install a middle panel inside the cabinet to attach the door to, and also it will give the cabinet a bit more rigidity because of the heavy drill press that sit on, so it's no problem. So for this kind of domino jointing, I always like to use this configuration. I have my two stops here on the MFP table and also my guiding rail. So I always have a nice 90 degrees rectangular fence to work with. You just have to make the marking where you want to have your row of joints and align this panel and clamp it on. So you can nicely align your domino jointer to this rail and always have a nice straight surface to work with. So that's it. Let's get started. Oh, by the way, don't forget to reset your depth to 15 millimeters so you don't fall through the panel. So, all the jointings are ready. Now it's time for assembly. I prepared my PUR glue for the dominoes, for the cabinet itself, and I'm going to use some normal wood glue and a few 40mm brad nails for the back panel. So let's get starting with the assembly. One done, two more to go. Well, the bigger cabinet I put together on my gluing press. Makes life a bit easier for me, and also you can see a different route how to put some things on a gluing press together. So, let's have a look how this works out. Well, that was the assembly on the gluing press, essentially the same as with normal clamps, but yeah, the finished product is the same. So now I'll finish the other two smaller cabinets off camera and see you then as the glue is dry. Well guys, that's it for today's episode. We finished our cabinets for our new workbench. Turned out that they are pretty stiff, pretty heavy, so I'm looking forward to a new and hopefully better workbench. At least as we build the drawers in a future episode, we get rid of hopefully all of the mess on the workbench, but as mentioned, that's a future project. Now I will clean up, and in the next episode we install the cabinets and finish our workbench as it is. So, I hope you liked this episode. Give it a thumbs up if you do like it, leave me some comments or